All right, let's dive into functional fitness. It's really taken off lately, especially with folks wanting to move better and feel better, everyday stuff, like getting up the stairs without huffing and puffing, or keeping up with the kids, maybe even getting a boost in athletic performance. So I've got some articles, some from sports medicine experts, some from fitness gurus to help us break it all down.
Yeah, what's really interesting about functional fitness is it's kind of a shift in how we think about fitness. I mean, a lot of traditional fitness is focused on aesthetics, right? Building those muscles you see in the mirror. But functional fitness, it's about training your body for real life movements, how you actually move in the world.
Makes sense. So less about how the muscles look, more about how they work, like in everyday situations.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about it. Just simple things like carrying groceries or going up and down stairs
Hmm.
or even like those moments when you have to like quickly grab your toddler before they fall over. All of those are functional movements. And they require strength and balance and coordination all working together. And actually, the sports medicine expert we looked at pointed out that a lot of common injuries come from having weak stabilizing muscles, the ones we don't always think about when we're doing, bicep curls and stuff.
Interesting. So instead of isolating muscles at the gym, functional fitness is about like mimicking those real life things, those
Yeah,
real life actions.
exactly. And the why behind all of this is really what got me. It's about preventing injuries, and as you get older, staying independent and just having a better quality of life. I think one of the fitness gurus in an article put it this way: it's like building a Swiss Army knife body, ready for anything.
I love that analogy. Yeah, it really captures the idea of being ready for anything. So how do we actually build that Swiss Army knife body? What are the key elements of functional fitness?
Well, I think one fundamental principle is training movements, not muscles. So instead of those isolated exercises, think compound movements, like squats, lunges, deadlifts.
Ah, yes. Those always seem to come up in the functional fitness conversation.
And for good reason. I mean, they engage multiple muscle groups at the same time, just like you do when you bend down to pick up a laundry basket or push a car that's stalled out,
And it's funny, one of the articles mentioned this, Jim, on Bird Road, and it talked about how the women there are actually ditching the machines and using free weights and resistance bands
Mm.
to enhance stability. I remember thinking, that's so smart, like training your body to be more adaptable.
Yeah, it is. That's a perfect example of a functional fitness in action, being able to control your body, how it moves in space, which is so important if you want to prevent injuries, just doing everyday things.
I'm seeing how it all connects now. Yeah. So we've got compound movements. What else is crucial here?
So let's talk about core stability and balance.
Yeah, the core. Always a hot topic. But sometimes I wonder, like, uh is it really that important beyond like the aesthetics, you know?
Oh, it absolutely is. It's like your body's internal scaffolding. I mean, think about it. A strong core, it stabilizes your spine, protects your back,
Mm.
and it even helps you transfer power between your upper and lower body.
Okay. So it's not just about washboard abs. It's more about how the core like functions as this powerhouse that affects everything else.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the stronger your core is, the better your posture is going to be, the less risk you'll have for back pain. And this is a big one. The less likely you are to experience falls, especially as you age.
All right, you've convinced me. Core work is it's officially moving up my priority list. What kind of exercises target those all important core muscles?
Well, planks are a great place to start. They really challenge those deep stabilizing muscles. Boat dogs are good too. They make you engage your core while you're also trying to stay balanced.
Planks and bird dogs, noted. All right, what's next on our functional fitness checklist?
Let's talk about mobility and flexibility.
Oh, the dreaded stretching. I have to admit, it's often the first thing I skip, but I have a feeling you're going to tell me why I shouldn't.
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. I mean, think of mobility and flexibility as making sure your joints have a full range of motion.
Hmm.
It's like keeping those gears well oiled so you can move freely and easily. Our our sports medicine expert actually emphasized this. As we age, our tissues naturally become less pliable, and that leads to stiffness and pain. But consistent stretching can actually counteract that.
It makes a lot of sense. It's like preventative maintenance for your body.
Exactly. So think dynamic stretching, foam rolling, anything that keeps your muscles and joints supple. This is essential for avoiding those aches and pains we often associate with getting older, especially in the lower back. And let's be honest, who wants to feel stiff and creaky?
Not me. I'm all for moving with grace and ease, no matter what age. So we've got training movements, core stability, mobility. What about the equipment? Are we talking fancy gym machines here, or what?
Well, actually, functional fitness leans more towards tools that challenge your body in a more natural way. Things like free weights, resistance bands, even just your own body weight.
Really? Why ditch the machines?
Well, because those tools force you to use your stabilizing muscles and control your body in space.
Hmm.
One of the fitness gurus we read I put it this way: machines guide your movement, but real life doesn't come with tracks and handles.
That is a brilliant way to put it. It's like the difference between uh, driving a car with power steering and trying to maneuver a shopping cart with a wonky wheel.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. You're not just pushing or pulling against a fixed weight. You're having to adjust your balance and activate all those tiny little stabilizing muscles and really control the movement. It's like building a body that's ready for anything, not just for a specific machine.
All right, I'm convinced. Free weights, resistance bands, body weight. It is. Now let's talk about how our bodies actually move in space. Does that tie into functional fitness at all?
Oh, absolutely. You see, life rarely happens in a straight line, right? We twist and turn, we reach sideways. So why should our workouts be any different? Functional fitness emphasizes emphasizes multi-planar movement, meaning you're working your body in all three planes of motion.
Well, break that down for me. Three planes of motion.
So think of it this way: we have forward and backward movements like walking or running. That's the sagittal plane. Then we have side to side movements like shuffling or side lunges. That's the frontal plane. And then lastly we have rotational movements like swinging a bat or even just turning to look over your shoulder. That's the transverse plane.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture. But why is it so important to train in all three planes?
Because that's how our bodies function in everyday life, right? I mean, we're constantly moving in all these different directions. So if you're only training in one or two planes, you're not really prepared for the demands of real world movement.
That makes so much sense. I'm picturing myself adding side lunges and rotational throws, uh, maybe even some dance moves to my routine.
Now you're getting it. It's
Yeah.
about incorporating those multi-directional movements that challenge your body in ways that traditional fitness just doesn't. And here's a bonus: it makes your workouts more fun and engaging.
I can definitely see that. Okay, this is all starting to click now. We've covered training movements, core stability, mobility, and multiplanar movement. Am I missing anything?
I think you got it. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the specific benefits of functional fitness and how it can really transform your life.
Okay, so we've talked about the basics of functional fitness.
Yeah.
Training movements, building core strength, making sure we have good mobility, and embracing multiplanar movement. Now, I'm really curious about the benefits. Like, what can our listeners actually expect to gain from incorporating all of this into their lives?
Well, one of the most immediate benefits is just better functionality in your everyday life. You know, all those examples we talked about earlier, like carrying groceries, keeping up with the kids, even just going up and down the stairs. Functional fitness makes all those things feel easier and less tiring, which can make a huge difference, especially as we get older.
That's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
I am all for making daily life I feel less like a workout.
Yeah.
What about athletic performance? Does functional fitness does it translate to better results in sports or other activities?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, most athletic movements are pretty complex, right? You know, it involves multiple muscle groups working together. Just think about a tennis player, sprinting across the court to return a volley, or a basketball player jumping for a rebound. You know,
Yeah.
those actions require a blend of strength and agility and power and coordination.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the connection here. So functional fitness helps develop those qualities, gives them an edge.
Exactly. And actually, one of our sources had this story about a swimmer who started incorporating functional fitness into her training, and she found that her overall speed and endurance improved significantly, and that's because she was working those stabilizing muscles that are so crucial for efficient movement in the water.
That's amazing. It really highlights how this approach can have a real impact on performance, even in very specialized sports. Speaking of impact, what about injury prevention? I know that's a big focus in the sports medicine world.
Yeah, absolutely. And functional fitness plays a vital role in keeping people injury free. You see so many injuries come from muscle imbalances and just faulty movement patterns. We tend to favor certain muscles over others, and that can lead to weakness in areas that are really important for support and stability.
So functional fitness helps to address those imbalances and improve our overall movement quality.
Exactly. It strengthens those neglected muscles, improves joint stability, and basically helps us move with more awareness and control. Our sports medicine expert put it this way: functional fitness is like building a more resilient body, one that's better equipped to handle all the stresses and strains of everyday life and physical activity.
It makes sense. It's like creating more robust, more shock absorbent system.
Hmm.
So it's less prone to those sudden aches and pains.
Huh.
Okay, so we've got easier daily life, we've got boosted athletic performance, and we've got a lower risk of injury. What else can we add to our functional fitness win list?
Well, let's talk about longevity and quality of life. Two pretty big motivators, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, I think everyone wants to live a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life.
Yeah.
So how does functional fitness how does it contribute to that?
By helping you maintain your strength and balance and coordination as you age. Remember those core muscles we talked about? They're crucial for staying independent and preventing falls, which our sports medicine expert really emphasized can be a major turning point in an older person's life. A fall can lead to a loss of mobility and a decrease in confidence and just a whole cascade of other health issues.
Wow, yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way. It's not just about staying fit; it's about staying active and engaged in life for as long as possible.
Exactly. It's about being able to keep doing the things you love, whether that's playing with your grandkids or gardening or hiking or anything else that brings you joy.
I'm really starting to appreciate the far-reaching impact of functional fitness. It's not just about physical strength or athletic prowess. It's about enhancing your overall well-being and quality of life, both now and in the future.
You hit the nail on the head, and there's one more benefit I want to touch on, and that's the mind body connection.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
something that always intrigues me. So how does functional fitness enhance that connection?
Well, it requires a heightened level of body awareness. You're not just mindlessly going through the motions, You're really focusing on how your muscles are working and how your joints are moving and how your body feels as you're going through these complex movements.
So it's like bringing more mindfulness to your movement.
Exactly. You're paying attention to the signals your body is sending you, which can help you make adjustments, prevent injuries, and just deepen your understanding of how your body works. And this mindful approach can actually translate to other areas of your life as well.
Wow.
It can foster a greater sense of self-awareness and presence.
Hmm. I love that. It's like a ripple effect of awareness that extends beyond the gym or the workout space. Now, I'm wondering, is functional fitness for everyone? Can anyone benefit from this approach, regardless of their current fitness level or their age?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the most beautiful things about functional fitness. It's adaptable to any individual's needs and abilities.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What makes it so versatile?
Well, the exercises themselves can be modified to suit any fitness level. So whether you're a seasoned athlete or you're just starting out on your fitness journey, you can find variations that challenge you without overwhelming you. And there are also countless progressions and regressions for each exercise, so you can gradually increase the intensity as you get stronger.
That's so encouraging. It really is a fitness approach that can grow with you as you progress. Now, I'm guessing there are different programs or approaches within the realm of functional fitness.
You bet. There's a whole world of functional fitness out there. Let's explore some of the most popular approaches. Things like CrossFit and strength and conditioning and HYROX and HIIT and even yoga and Pilates.
Okay, before we dive into those, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned about the benefits of functional fitness. It sounds like this approach can really transform your life, both physically and mentally.
Absolutely. We've talked about how functional fitness can make your everyday activities easier, and how it can enhance your athletic performance, and how it can reduce your risk of injury, and how it can contribute to a longer and healthier life, and even strengthen your mind-body connection.
It's like a it's like a holistic approach to fitness that addresses so many aspects of well-being. Now, I'm eager to learn more about those different approaches that you mentioned. Let's dive in.
All right, let's start with CrossFit, which has gained immense popularity in recent years. You probably heard of it, even if you haven't tried it yourself.
Oh, I have. It seems like everyone's either doing CrossFit or knows someone who is. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what it entails.
Well, it's known for its high intensity, constantly varied workouts that combine, elements of weightlifting, gymnastics, and metabolic conditioning or cardio. So think Olympic lifts like snatches and clean and jerks and gymnastic movements like pull-ups and handstand push-ups, and then intense cardio bursts
Uh-huh.
like box jumps and rowing sprints.
Wow, that sounds incredibly challenging. Is it silly for everyone?
That's a valid concern. CrossFit definitely pushes you to your limits, but the beauty of it is that the workouts can be scaled to different fitness levels.
So even if you're not already in peak physical condition, you can still participate.
Absolutely, a good CrossFit coach will work with you to modify the movements and the intensity to suit your current abilities. It's about gradually building your strength and fitness, not pushing you to the point of injury.
That's reassuring. I'm always a bit wary of those super intense workout programs. What about the community aspect? I've heard that CrossFit is very community oriented.
Yeah, that's another big draw for a lot of people. CrossFit gyms, or boxes as they're called, tend to foster a really strong sense of camaraderie and support. You're working out alongside people of all ages and fitness levels. Encouraging each other and celebrating each other's successes.
That sounds pretty awesome. Like a built-in support system for your fitness journey. Okay, let's move on to strength and conditioning. I know that's a popular approach for athletes, but is it also relevant for people who aren't competing?
Definitely. Strength and conditioning is all about enhancing performance through a combination of resistance training, plyometrics, and cardio. The focus is on building strength, power, speed, agility, and endurance.
And I read that it's particularly popular with women, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. More and more women are realizing the benefits of strength training for building lean muscle, boosting metabolism, and just improving overall health and well-being.
I'm all for empowering women to embrace strength. What about HYROX? That was a new one for me.
HYROX is it's a really unique and challenging fitness competition that's gained a lot of traction in recent years. It's a structured event that combines running with functional workout stations.
Okay, so it's like a hybrid of endurance and functional fitness challenges.
Exactly. The standard HYROX event consists of 8 1 kilometer runs interspersed with 8 functional exercises. So you might be doing wall balls, sled pushes, rowing sprints, burpees, farmers carries, all sorts of dynamic movements that really challenge your whole body.
Wow, that sounds intense. And what about the competitive aspect? Is it only for super fit athletes?
No, not at all. HYROX is designed to be accessible to a wide range of fitness levels. There are different divisions based on age and experience, so you can compete against people with similar abilities, and the focus is really on pushing yourself and having fun, not necessarily on winning.
I like that. It sounds like a great way to challenge yourself and connect with other fitness enthusiasts. All right, let's talk about HIIT, high intensity interval training. I feel like that's been a buzzword in the fitness world for a while now.
It has, and for good reason. HIIT is it's a really effective and efficient way to get a great workout in a short amount of time. It involves alternating between short bursts of intense exercise and brief recovery periods.
So it's perfect for people with a busy schedule.
Exactly. You can get a fantastic full body workout in as little as as little as 20 minutes.
And I've also heard it referred to as HIFT, high intensity functional training.
You're right. HIFT takes the principles of HIT and applies them to functional movements. So instead of doing traditional cardio exercises like running on a treadmill or cycling, you're doing exercises like burpees and mountain climbers and kettlebell swings and squat jumps.
That sounds like a fun and challenging way to spice up your workout. Okay, last but not least, yoga and Pilates. I know those are often seen as more gentle forms of exercise, but how do they fit into the functional fitness landscape?
Yeah, yoga and Pilates might not be the first things that come to mind when you think of functional fitness, but they play a valuable role in enhancing your overall mobility and flexibility and core strength.
I'm curious to hear how.
Well, both practices emphasize controlled movements and deep breathing and core engagement, and that can translate to to better posture and balance and body control in your everyday activities. They also help improve your range of motion, which can reduce your risk of injury and even enhance your performance in other forms of exercise.
So they're like the yin to the yang of more intense functional training.
Exactly. They provide a valuable balance and can even help you help you recover from those more strenuous workouts.
Okay, I'm seeing how all these different approaches can work together to create a well-rounded fitness program. Now, how do we know which approach is right for
Well,
us?
that's a great question, and it really depends on your individual goals and your preferences and your fitness level.
Wow, we've explored so many different approaches to functional fitness: CrossFit, strength and conditioning, HYROX, HIIT, even yoga and Pilates. It's amazing to see how much variety there is out there. But now the big question, like how do we actually start incorporating functional fitness into our lives? Where do we begin?
Well, that's where the rubber meets the road, right? I think first things first, it's really important to assess your current fitness level and set realistic goals. Don't expect to jump right into those advanced CrossFit workouts if you haven't exercised in a while.
Yeah, so it's about meeting yourself where you're at and progressing gradually.
Exactly. One of the fitness gurus in an article made a great point. They said, trying to do too much too soon is a recipe for burnout and injury. So start with the basics, master those fundamental movements, and then gradually increase the intensity and the complexity.
Makes sense. What about finding a qualified coach or trainer? Is that something you'd recommend?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're new to functional fitness or if you have any underlying health conditions, a good coach can assess your individual needs, create a personalized program for you, and teach you the proper form and technique to avoid injuries.
Yeah, so it's like having a guide who can help you navigate this new terrain and make sure you're doing everything safely and effectively.
Exactly. And they can also provide motivation and accountability and that little extra push when you need it. Think of it as an investment in in your health and well-being.
I like that. I like that perspective. Okay, so we've got a plan. We've maybe got a coach. What about consistency? I know that's always a big hurdle for me when it comes to fitness.
Consistency is key. But here's the good news. You don't have to spend hours at the gym every day to get the benefits of functional fitness.
Really, tell me more.
It's really about incorporating functional movements into your entire life, not just your dedicated workout time.
So thinking beyond the gym.
Exactly. Take the stairs instead of the elevator, walk or bike instead of driving whenever possible. Play active games with your kids or your grandkids. Do some squats while you're brushing your teeth.
I love those ideas. It's about finding those little opportunities to move your body throughout the day. It almost sounds like a game.
It can be. And that's what makes it sustainable. You're not forcing yourself to do something you dread. You're finding ways to make movement a more natural part of your life.
Yeah, I'm starting to see how this approach could really shift my whole perspective on fitness. Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to touch on something we haven't explicitly addressed, and that's chronic pain. One of our sources mentioned that functional fitness can be really helpful for managing chronic pain, particularly back pain. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that.
That's an excellent point. Chronic pain is a huge issue for a lot of people, and functional fitness can be a really powerful tool for finding relief.
How so?
Well, a lot of chronic pain conditions like back pain, they stem from muscle imbalances and weakness and poor posture. And functional fitness addresses those underlying issues by strengthening the muscles that support the spine, improving core stability, and promoting better movement patterns.
So it's like building a stronger foundation for your body, which then helps to alleviate the stress and the strain on those painful areas.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to back pain. Functional fitness can also help manage pain in the knees and the neck and the hips and the shoulders by just improving your overall alignment and flexibility and movement efficiency.
Wow, that's impressive. It sounds like a really holistic approach to pain management, addressing the root causes rather than just masking the symptoms.
Precisely. It's about restoring your body's natural function and movement capabilities, which can lead to a significant reduction in pain and an improvement in your overall quality of life.
I'm so glad we touched on this. It's such an important aspect of functional fitness that often gets overlooked.
It is, and it's another testament to the transformative power of this approach.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful uh, deep dive into the world of functional fitness. I feel like I've learned so much, and I'm already feeling inspired to make some changes in my own life.
That's fantastic to hear. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Start small, be consistent, and enjoy the journey.
I love that. It's about embracing the process and finding what works best for you.
Exactly. And never hesitate to seek guidance from a qualified professional. They can be your trusted companion on this journey towards a healthier and more functional you.
So true. Well, on that note, we want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into functional fitness. We hope you found it informative and inspiring and empowering.
And remember, it's never too late to start moving your body in ways that support your overall health and well-being.
Until next time, keep moving, and keep exploring the amazing possibilities of functional fitness.